Welcome to the second video for reusing yeast. What you're going to need is a sanitized funnel. Once you've racked your beer off of your yeast cake, I happen to secondary this beer. I find it when I reuse the yeast, it's a lot cleaner, less hops and other material in there. If you happen to reuse your yeast from your primary, and if you don't secondary, what you can do is once you've racked your beer off, you can follow the same steps, but just wait for everything to settle about 20 minutes before pouring the liquid into your jars. But like I said, I did secondary. I usually secondary for at least 2 or 3 days. In this case, I believe I secondaried 3 days. Leaves you a nice little bit of yeast slurry in the bottom. Again, I'm only going to collect 2 jars versus 3 to 4, which is typically probably what you could get off your primary. You want to make sure your funnel's nice and sanitized. You'll want to flame the lip of your carboy if you were using a carboy versus a bucket. If you're using a bucket, make sure it's sanitary at the top. What you're going to do is take those water jars. It's good to take them out of the refrigerator and kind of let them set at room temperature for a while if you like, so that way it doesn't shock the yeast. Again, you want to keep this sanitary as possible, so be very careful. The lids are a little hard to get off sometimes, and sometimes they make a mess. What you're going to do is pour that water right into your carboy or bucket. And again, doing 2 to 4 jars depending. Now that you got those poured in there, what you want to do, get rid of the funnel. You can put them into the jars if you'd like to. That kind of helps a little bit. Since I'm using a carboy, it's a little easier if you're using a bucket. I would use the funnel. Go ahead and slosh that around a little. Get the yeast kind of moving. Now again, if you don't secondary, you can let that sit for about 20 minutes, and all the hops and junk will settle to the bottom, and then just gently drain the water into your jars. But in this case, I secondaried, so I can pretty much fill up the entire jar there. Try to fill them up so there's no airspace in between there as well. And then you want to put those tops back on. Make sure you don't touch the inside so you don't contaminate it there. A lot of times it'll run off the sides, but doesn't look like it's too bad here. Make sure you put the top on nice and tight. And get the other one. You want to rinse these off to get the yeast off the outsides. And then once you have them filled up, you'll want to set them into the refrigerator. You want to make sure that they don't explode on you. They shouldn't really, because there shouldn't be much sugar left in there, but that's pretty much it. You'll leave these in your refrigerator. When you're ready, you can pitch them right onto your beer, or I'd usually suggest to make a small starter 1 or 2 days before your brew day. That way you're sure to have enough yeast. But you can also, if you still have other jars of water left over, once they've settled for a day or two, you can rinse off drain off the water very slowly, fill the jar back up, and it kind of just washes the gunk out of the yeast too as well. So, but that's it. That's how you reuse yeast. and it's ready for pitching into your next beer, or make a starter and then pitch into it. And that's it.